Saturday Social is powered by FIFA 22 with PlayStation.
We're going to move on now, Joe, to what's trending. Not done this in a while.
I know.
5 of the biggest trends from social media. A minute for the guests to debate. What you got first for us?
Yeah, first and foremost, we're doing Sadio Mane. Obviously, some huge scenes back in Senegal, weren't there? As he brought home
look at these
African
shots.
Nations trophy. I mean, some of the support in the streets of Dakar. Look at that.
First time they've ever won it.
First time they've ever won it. Yeah. As you can see, the whole team on top of the bus. I mean, just incredible, incredible scenes. And Sadio Mane, winning the African Nations, actually said, this is the best trophy of my career. Better than the Champions League, better than a Premier League title. So that caused a little bit of a split online, didn't it? People saying, I don't necessarily agree. I think the Champions League's better. I think the Premier League's better. But what do you guys think you would rather do? Would you rather win a major trophy for your club or for your country? 60 seconds on the clock. James Allcott, you're up first. Go.
I'm a QPR fan. And we don't win many trophies. And so I'm desperate for England to win a World Cup, Scotland to win a World Cup. But if you said to me QPR can win the Premier League or the Champions League or an FA Cup or a League Cup, I take that. I'm sorry.
Over the World Cup for England.
It's so rare for QPR. Maybe not League Cup. Maybe not League Cup. Maybe not even FA Cup. That's close. But a Premier League for a team that I've followed that whole time, I have to take the club, I'm afraid.
Specs.
I have to take country. I mean, look, you saw, Euros, World Cup, England. Like, for me, that feeling that when you have everyone in one place just support, like, we're a unit.
Agree.
So for me, that's important. Me going back to Africa and the whole place is just focused on me. That's it's unbeatable, man.
Yeah, I get where Mane said what he said. When you see those pictures and, obviously the roots that he has with Senegal, you can understand it.
I do think, we've seen it with the Euros and the World Cup recently. England doing well. I just think, club is great, but to see your country win a major tournament would just be something else for me. But good trend, I like that. Trend number 2, speaking of England, actually flows quite nicely. Looking at England, a lot of England players played really well this week. You can have a look at some of the highlights just from some standout players. Jared Bowen got the only goal.
Fluke.
Yeah, slight deflection, this one.
Massive deflection.
But he's been playing really well, Jared Bowen, hasn't he, all season? Loads of goals, loads of assists. People talking about England squad, call up another player, England player that played really well, James Ward-Prowse, getting 2 assists against Spurs. You may think this is a replay. It's not. It's a different assist. It looks identical, but another England player shining. And in the same night, young Jacob Ramsey with 2 goals. Coutinho, great assists in these, by the way. And Steven Gerrard saying that Jacob Ramsey is another player. We've seen him be called up for the under-21s, but he's someone that should be considered. So a lot of England's sort of fringe players, I would describe them as, Joe, playing very well and giving Gareth Southgate something to think about with the upcoming internationals. So it got us thinking, who should be called up to the England's squad? And we're not talking about, the obvious ones, your Mason Mounts, your Harry Kanes, players that, fringe players that you think deserve a call-up. 60 seconds on the clock. Specs, who would you take?
I would go with James Ward-Prowse because he reminds me of David Beckham. I missed the crosses, the set pieces, the technique. I remember watching Beckham when I was young and just going straight to the park and practicing in my fake Predators, trying to do the same thing. He was just curling the ball.
How'd you get on?
It didn't work. Didn't cut my toenail. But James Ward-Prowse for me is. I mean, the free kicks are just...
He does offer something different, doesn't he? Obviously, great set-piece, assists as well. He does offer something different. Doesn't have to be one of those 3 players. It can be anyone that you think deserves a call-up.
I think Jared Bowen for what he's done this season. I
consistency-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think often people kind of look at players in the Championship and kind of turn their nose up a little bit. But you see that evolution with so many players. And Jared Bowen's another one of those. At Hull City scored so many goals for them. Yeah. Made the step up. Took a second to acclimatise to the Premier League, which happens. And this year has caught fire. Great goal scorer at Hull and now West Ham. And I think he deserves a chance, but it's going to be very tough for him to get in that squad for the World Cup. And I think James Ward-Prowse is a great shout for the squad because of those free kicks.
OK. I think I might have got Max Kilman in there as well at the back. Next up, though, we're going to Wilf Zaha, who obviously scored an absolute screamer, by the way, against Norwich, but also turned up with one of the worst penalties I can remember in recent memory, proclaiming a bit of spot movement and some turf movement. I'm not sure there's a massive slip factor involved here. Maybe a little wobble, but it's not a huge slip. It's a real drag. Not a good penalty at all. Some people online calling it the worst penalty of the Premier League era, which I think is really harsh, personally.
That's big.
But we want to know who our guests think is the worst penalty of all time. Let's come to you first, James. Who do you think took the worst penalty?
Earlier this season, Mark Noble, because this could be the most costly penalty. He comes on specifically
in Premier League history
because he is the man who scores penalties. That's his thing. That's his identity. That's what he's about. Yeah, put me on. I'm also captain. This is all my last year, and we've got a chance to get in the Champions League. This is a rival we're playing against. Let's equalise. No, and it's David De Gea who
but
does not.
But it's not a bad penalty though. It's on target.
Did it go in, Smithy?
Oh well, no, it didn't.
And you're a great set piece taker. You know, it doesn't go in. It's not a good penalty.
Thank you.
It could be very costly.
But worst of all, I think that's really harsh.
Bex, who do you think?
Who do you think?
Worst of all time has to be Perez and Thierry Henry.
Go on, talk us through this.
David James in goal. I don't know what is going on here. I don't understand. Danny Mills is going crazy. But I just, why would you do this? I don't get it. And what was Perez doing?
Here, isn't
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, but I didn't even know you can do that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you can take 2 touches.
It's simply been done by Suarez and Messi, though, successfully and scored.
Yeah.
Johan Cruyff did it, like, right, you know, because it's a pass, isn't it? As long as you pass it forwards, then you're...
Where I sort of agree with Specs is that the fact that the ball didn't move would imply that the keeper doesn't even need to make a save.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that. Next trend, Wayne Rooney. Did you know, Joe, it's 11 years to the day today since Wayne Rooney did this. I know Joe is extremely happy that we're showing this. Your memories of this goal, mate?
I mean, outrageous. James is not having it.
Overrated.
Shinner, overrated, he called it. But I don't care what body part that comes off. That is unbelievable. Not as good as the Newcastle volley for me, but up there as one of the best Premier League goals of all time.
Yeah, great cross. So, yeah, a lot of people talking about Rooney on social media, not just for this, but also because, I mean, I love that angle, by the way. Yeah. It's one of the best angles we've seen of that goal.
So
absolutely brilliant.
His shin there.
But James is not having it. But his Derby side, what a job he's doing. We can show you just what a job he's doing. He's had to deal with no centre-backs at the start of the season, no transfers, had to deal with everything going on off the pitch, 21-point deduction. He's had COVID issues. I mean, everything you've had to deal with as a manager he's had. And look, they are only 4 points off of safety. The job that Wayne Rooney is doing is absolutely incredible. And in an interview with Sky, he recently said that it would be one of his greatest ever achievements if he kept Derby. I think he said would be his greatest achievement in football. When you think of what he's won, is quite incredible. So our next trend is just that. If Derby stay up, would that be Rooney's greatest ever achievement? 60 seconds on the clock. James, you follow this league intently. What do you think?
It is. You can't underrate how big an achievement this will be. Like, literally no one gave them a chance at all. The squad was decimated to start with. It then got even more decimated in January. I think Jagielka had to go. It was an important part of that centre-back partnership, Curtis Davies. It's outrageous what they're doing here. And it's so special if he can keep them up with the points deduction as well. They've got no right to stay up. Everything has been against him. And I think it is right up there. It's unbelievable.
Specs for you. Bearing in mind, Rooney, you know, one of England's greatest ever players, winning Champions League, Premier Leagues, everything he's done, where would this rank in his career for you if he keeps them up?
I'd say second. I still think Champions League first. The goal against Arsenal, that's an achievement on its own. How old is he? How old was he?
16.
Remember the name Wayne Rooney?
Yeah, that's where it started. So for me, maybe even third this, because of the Champions League and that goal as a teenager.
The goal against Arsenal.
The goal against Arsenel.
Remotely
wow.
Let's move on. Let's move on to Arsenal-related matters, because we want to chat about Ruben Neves' quotes midweek. If you missed them already, here they are. This is after the 1-0 defeat to Arsenal. He said, "We saw the way that Arsenal celebrated that win. It shows at the level we are. I didn't see Arsenal celebrating like this in 10 years. It was like they won the league." Of course, Arsenal very happy to beat Wolves 1-0 at Molineux. And it has made the top 4 race, that result, very interesting. It's extremely tight, just, 2 points separating West Ham, Manchester United. Tottenham have 3 games in hand and they're just 4 points back. It's incredibly tight up there. So let's ask our guests who they think will finish 4th in the league. Specs, your side are in there. Are you saying Arsenal?
Looking at Ben White's celebration there, I love the passion. I think Arsenal will go 3rd, Chelsea to finish 4th. just from that celebration. That's what you call. That's what I want to see. I've always wanted to see that. The last time I saw that was I think Martin Keown and Tony Adams. Honestly. So see that from Ben White just shows me, Arsenal 3rd, Chelsea 4th.
Aaron Ramsdale was really giving it some at full time as well. James?
I like the idea that Neves has been focusing on how Arsenal celebrate for the last 10 years. He's not specific how he did that. It's so up for grabs in all those positions. Obviously, West Ham, Spurs, we've got games in hand as well. Man United, of course. Cynically, I wonder if Man United will have enough. I think it is Arsenal's. I think that celebration does say a lot. I think that's a team that's together. I think they're hungry, young squad as well. Got to be careful with injuries, but they haven't got the FA Cup. They'll have a week to prepare every single week, obviously, without other games. And I actually think Arsenal will do it. I think they'll finish fourth.
Oh, there we go.
I think it's going to be Tottenham.
Do you?
What do you think?
Not Man United. I'd like to back Spurs.
Go
yes,
on,
Heart
back
says Spurs. It's very tight, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think Arsenal do look quite good as well, though. I don't think United are out of it as well. You don't think United? Does United?
OnTheFence.com.
Don't think United. United fan quickly.
Tottenham.
Okay. I'm going to say United then. No, we've got to give it up there. I'll say United. Spurs. Happy days. Right.